Hello everyone, welcome here today, and I'm talking all about affirmations today, because I think affirmations are a huge thing that can really help you out in the world of self-help, and that it's really important to know what you're doing with them, to start using them, to be effective and really transform your life, because if you start out by not using affirmations, you don't start practicing them, getting all that work in place, then it's really not going to end up working out as well as when you do use affirmations. Now, affirmations are not magically going to transform everything on their own, but they can make a substantial amount of the journey a lot easier, and they can make it almost all happen on its own. I would say that you could make 95% of your progress to your goals, based on the practice of affirmations and reprogramming the subconscious mind. Because as we've previously talked about, the subconscious mind is a very powerful force. It's extremely useful. It's extremely powerful. And so that kind of power is like a river. This river that can either flow you on, like take you on to success. You just jump in and you get, to flow over to success. Or you're in the other river with the negative subconscious mind where it is just dragging you off to hell and there's nothing you can do to fix that problem. So that's basically where we begin on the idea of affirmations. So there are some important tips about affirmations when it comes to designing your own. Where do you start? Do we start just like creating like 50 million? Do we start with one? Where do we start? Well, the most important thing about affirmations is repetition. So the subconscious mind gets programmed from an early age by repetition. And there are things that can be specifically useful for making it sink in a little more than just that as well. So if you're starting out, you're just like trying to figure out, how do I use affirmations? What do I do? I recommend just use one. And the one I'm going to recommend is the one, every day in every way, I am getting better and better. Now this one's from Dr. Emile Coué. Early 1900s, he had a bunch of patients that were suffering from these basically hypochondriac kind of like conditions where they thought they had these, illnesses, but actually they didn't. That kind of problem. They just were sure, oh, my leg's hurting, oh, it's this problem, when actually it was just all in their mind. There was nothing like physiologically wrong with their bodies, okay? Now, he designed this affirmation, every day in every way, I am getting better and better, and has like these patients repeat this. And there was a massive improvement in patient conditions. They were able to lose a lot of these problems because they felt that every day in every way they're getting better and better. But this just doesn't apply to you when you have that kind of, it can be so useful even when it's not for curing a disease or fixing something like that. What it can be really useful for is improving your life. So one of the most important things in affirmations is the component I am. So there's the whole story of God with Moses there and the Abrahamic religions of tell them my name is I am. That I am is a powerful force. It is the God force kind of idea. So when we use the phrase I am, it is extremely strong. Now, when we incorporate other things into our affirmations, such as music, movement, anything that puts emotionality into it, it can really be useful. So you really want to put emotion into it because this is what the subconscious mind is based out of. So this is a lot of the idea. I want to do another video on karma as well, but basically a lot of people's thing about karma really comes from the subconscious mind, comes from how it's been emotionally programmed. So the reason some things are really bad for us, like the reason verbal abuse is worse than witnessing a bunch of slaughter of video game stuff that looks very realistic. The reason that video game blood and gun violence is not a problem and verbal abuse is because of the emotionality. When people think something is real and they have that real experience, their emotions really get into it and it programs that sense of fear and danger. So things like verbal abuse have that kind of effect. Okay, versus video games, people naturally have this inclination that's not real, and so when they're not thinking it's real, then it doesn't have that emotional effect that really scars people for life. And that's basically our idea here is we want to effectively put our subconscious mind into a positive state. So every day in every way, I am getting better and better. I recommend you just repeat that as often as you can. Sometimes you can just play a game on your phone and repeat every day in every way I am getting better and better. Now, I also recommend that a good way to do this, you can use the mirror for your affirmations. This can be super effective. It can make them like twice as effective, but if you just repeat your affirmation 50 times a day, then that's good enough as is, okay? Whenever you can squeeze 1 or 2 in, that's all you need. I recommend you just do your every day and every way I am getting better and better. Now, another interesting part I wanted to share with this idea, you can also incorporate music. So there have been a lot of studies recently that have pointed to the fact that the brain, there are many parts of the brain associated with music and few parts like associated with language. So the brain has a lot of parts that really get stimulated, driven by music, and music really stimulates our emotions. It can really bring us up, it can really put us down, all that kind of stuff really can be stimulated by music. Music is a huge important thing to people. And this is also why some like religions are very good at the practice of indoctrination, getting people to really believe these things. And one of the things they can do is the songs, when they have people sing these songs every day. So it's that repetition, it's that singing that can really get this idea into your subconscious mind. And we're using this to make our lives more positive so that actually every day, in every way, you can get better and better. So just like as a musical tip on this one, I would say, like, I've just come up with the practice of just singing it like every day in every way I am getting better and better. You can pick a different tune to it. That's just the one I naturally feel. I feel like it's a little bit uplifting. You know, it just has that every day in every way I am getting better and better. And when you can kind of sing that, listen to that, just, it has a musical rhythm. It's not a whole song. It's not, anything complicated, but it can really get that kind of pattern into your subconscious mind. The more you repeat it, the more you sing it, the more you do that kind of stuff, the better your life is going to get. And it can almost be magical how it feels. This is why it makes sense why some people think that their mind is now God or controlling reality, because sometimes it feels that way. Okay, it's not really that way. There's no evidence of that, at least. But it feels that way because reality seems a lot different. It seems merrier. It seems just better. So, and really it is, because every day in every way, I am getting better and better. That's the basic idea of this video. I hope this was useful for your affirmation practice. Let me know how this is going along and what tips and tricks you guys know for it. Gotta love background noise when you need it, right? Okay, anyway, I'm going to see you guys next time with the next video. So stay tuned for that, and I hope you enjoyed. So see you then.